Y'all should know what's up.
Right.
Yeah, saying your P's and Q's. What were you saying, Malachi?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I said he hit that smooth spin move into the kitchen.
Oh, it wasn't smooth. I just got up and did it because it needed to be done.
All right, I'm going.
Hey, I described it as smooth. We're going to keep it at that. You know what I'm saying?
It needed to be done, so that's what happened.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Got something in my.
Hey, mute your phone.
I'm bad at something in my throat.
Sorry,
leave it there.
Y'all out of order, bro.
What up, though?
You good, Jake?
You said what?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You got on.
Wait. If hold on, let me look at the notes. Make sure I ain't hosting because you looking at me like I'm supposed to host or some shit.
No. I was looking at you because I don't know. You just
so
the red light went on. You just stopped talking.
You good, Tone?
I don't know.
You ate that sandwich too fast, nigga.
Right.
Where you go?
Nah. Slow down, OG.
Hold on, dog. No, this ain't funny no more.
Hey, he speed ate that boy, didn't he?
Well, nigga, I thought you just croaked, nigga.
You know that's not the webcam won't go off.
Right.
No, he clicked.
Right.
No, he clicked. He clicked off, so he will have to see how graphic it got. Like,
you can't see my demise.
Oh shit! I'm about to die. Click.
Oh, the joke's on me. The joke is on me.
Oh yeah, joke's definitely on you, OG.
Ha. Well, you're not hosting, Jake?
Nah.
No, he's not hosting.
My bad. All right, well, since we all ready to go, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another beautiful episode of Mask Off. This is episode 89. We are climbing to 100. Don't stop, can't be stopped. And it won't stop. I don't know what the hell that means, Malachi, but you got to figure it out. At the end of the day, this is Mask Off, episode 89. Today, the show's topic is called Mask Off. We getting downright heavy and heated about some things we talking about. And one of the main things we discussing tonight is mental health. With me, you know who I am. I'm Big Tone. Everybody know who I am. Everybody know who the crew is. Up under me, let's go the way we normally go. Up under me is my right-hand man with the bullshit plan. Give it to him. What's up, Jake?
What up, dog? Like Tone said, we gonna talk about some heavy stuff tonight. Let's get it in. I'm 100% better from the ooh-wee from last week. So that's what's up. Let's go. Bullshit.
Yes, Dan.
Fuck you.
Hey, Dan, be on it, man.
It's already popping, man. As you can see, Dan.
Bullshit water.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, y'all just had to turn what I said last week into some bullshit.
That was hilarious. He was talking real good knowledge too. You're like, wow, I listen to you. And then so like, did you Dr. Savvy now?
Let's not
really start it again.
Yeah, let's not relive that. Next thing
sorry.
The young
we ain't gotta relive it. You can go on our page and relive it over and over again.
Yep.
The young boy's back. Young Malachi in the building. Shout out to Malik. What's up? I mean, Malachi. I'm talking about Malik.
Right. The disrespect.
Right.
Brother missed one live show and he come back get called Malik. Ain't that something? But what up? Basketball family. I'm in the building. We're here to take the mask off. Episode 89, Mask Off. So we're going to uncover some things. We're going to get deep into it. I'm excited.
Yeah, my bad, Malik. Oops, I mean Malachi. Damn, that guy was here too. I should have told him he had to part.
I appreciate that.
What's over that sweater you wearing?
Hey, yeah, I was just cut back in on me, Dan. Yeah, I was just admiring how buff my shoulders looking in chest. You feel me? Just left the gym too, chest day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real prestige today. You feel me? So
that is a nice sweater.
Thank you.
That is a nice sweater. Shout out to Malachi on this nice sweater. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give it to brother on the mic, brother on the 1-2. Brother, he do what it do. Mask off, Dan. What it up?
Yeah, it was good, y'all. I'm back. I'm not sure if you hear those cop sirens, but the streets are hot. So but I'm good. I'm all set to talk, mask off. We talking about our headspace, that health space. Yeah.
I'm definitely glad that the streets is hot and you safe in the house. That's most importantly. So, this is what we do. I started last week with talk time. We're not starting that way this week. We're going to go to do our regular scheduled program and go straight into our motivational minute with the young boys. Shout out to Malachi. Let's get it.
What up, though? Hey, coming in hot with it. Happy New Year. Today's motivational minute is about it's okay to not be okay. A lot of times when we're handling something, we're dealing with something, we're going through something, we feel targeted. We feel like we don't want to share that we actually have something that we're dealing with. When it's with these people that you need to share with, so they can help you get through your feelings, so they can help you compartmentalize your emotions better. So you don't want to blame yourself for going through something. So first note, it's okay, and that's a part of your growth. That's a part of the character that's building inside of you to even have these shortcomings and struggles. So face them head on, use the people around you, and know that it is okay to be okay, and it's going to get better as long as you keep pressing towards the mark. That's your motivational minute.
Yo, that was powerful. I say that almost every time that you say something, but that kind of hit home because of the fact that, in my day growing up, I used to always feel like I wasn't supposed to show emotion. So me showing emotion was a sense of my ego that I didn't need any help from nobody because I'm going to figure it out on my own. Mm-hmm. And alluding to what you're saying, you can't figure out sometimes on your own. You need other people to lean on and you need people to support. So it's always good to have a good circle. And if you don't even have a circle, you have somebody who you believe in, who you trust. That's that person you can go to. So that's always a good thing to look out for. Hey, look, man, I just need to talk. If you could just sit there and listen, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, to that point too, sometimes that person is yourself too. Like sometimes you need to give yourself grace. Like that happens with me a lot where it's I need to what this is. All right, where I need to sit back and just tell myself like, yo, things aren't all right. like give myself that and just saying, yo, you aren't feeling okay. You need to seek out something. Not even just seek out help, or just you need to get some rest. You need to sit down somewhere. just as simple as that, and not constantly trying to force yourself to push through. Like no, we need to push because this is what you need to do. You need to get this, and this, and like not trying to be so hard on yourself, but really just saying, yo, yeah, it's fine, really meaning it, and really just you really give yourself that grace.
That's good. Hey, that's really good because it's the grace. We are so hard on ourselves, and it's for the good because we have a good heart towards ourselves. But sometimes we push a little too hard, and we have to be aware and conscious of what we do need. And like you said, it starts with that honesty. You have to first be honest with yourself to say, okay, this is heavy. I do need help with this right here. You feel me? So it's okay. It's okay to ask for help because you get help at that point. You know what I'm saying? As long as you know the source is good, you're going to get the help you need.
And if you go out and you seek help, there's always it's always more than one resource. You know what I'm saying? So say like you can't get what you need from somebody else. It's always somebody else that may be able to help you in a different way. You know what I mean?
Don't stop asking. Yeah.
Don't stop asking, and don't limit your resources just down to particular people, because the person that you may be going to may not be the right person you're going to rely on anyway, because they may not give you the right support that you need at that particular moment.
Right. That's true. And it's okay. It's just okay.
You'd be surprised, but even though, like, you just be surprised, like, how if you just like talk to somebody, they be anybody, like come at someone seriously. You could be a friend, your parents, siblings, whatever. You'd be surprised, like, you like let them know what's going on with you, how they can. Sometimes they'll relate with you too, and like that can make you feel even better. That can make you feel 100 times better about what you're going through. It's like, oh, I'm not alone in it. Oh, I'm not crazy. Oh, I'm not. True. You know what I'm saying? So that's so yeah.
Very good point, Jake. That's exactly what I was thinking of earlier too. Because we everybody's dealing with something, you know what I'm saying? So even if it's not the exact same thing, it's like, oh man, I'm dealing with something that's on the other side of the block. You feel me? And this is how I do it. This is, because you never know, and we are all handling something. And that's even people that's successful and they seem like their life is perfect. They're dealing with a lot of the same issues. They're just finding ways to get through them, and get better. And we have to use these situations to our advantage and reflect on how we can get better and not reflect to regret,
Absolutely. That's absolutely correct, man. And, sometimes, man, what we do, we stay stagnant when we think that there's no help. I can't rely on nobody, or I can't rely on myself. You know what I mean? So we get in a mode where we feel like we have no out. You know what I mean? There's always some out, and there's always someone there for you. And being so we getting into this, man, we starting to hit heavy. Let's just go ahead and before we go, Murphy, before we do that, let's get some comments. So we got anything popping in these chats?
Not yet. The mask off page, none there. And not in the Planet that one neither. And the Facebook, not the Facebook either. So yeah, no comments yet.
All right, that's dope. Let's keep it moving. Sometimes it take a minute for people to get here. Sometimes they don't get here. Sometimes they get this. And either way it go, episode 89, mental health, mask off. Make sure you get it. Make sure you tap in and check out what we're talking about. So we're going to head right into our group discussion. In today's group discussion, man, like we said earlier, we'll be talking about mental health and what do we mean by mental health? What are we going with this? What's our point in bringing such a topic to light? Well, one of the things that I can think of, being as though the pandemic is heavy, we're dealing with a lot of things. A lot of people are hungry. A lot of people are misguided. A lot of people are suffering in so many different ways. So we wanted to talk about not just a physical illness, but also not just an emotional illness, but we're talking about the mental illness and the mental health and what we can do to tamper into that and kind of work on some things when you got to do some self-reflecting. I'm going to give it to the young boy. He got an emotional story he want to tap into. I'm going to give it to him. Boom, let's go.
Thank you, OG. So I went to Bradford Academy in Southfield, Michigan, and I was on the track team there, and track team and cross country team. So late last year, I saw one of my track coaches posted that one of the young men that was on the track team had committed suicide. And he was actually 2 years younger than me on the same track team that I was, 2 grades younger than I was. I was the captain at the time. I was the captain all 4 years of my high school. So he was on that team with us, and he also had began to ask me about acting. He wanted to get into acting. So I was giving him some advice. I would DM him casting calls and things like that. And got that news that he committed suicide. So wanted to bring this to light because a lot of times we do suffer, and for him to not have. So I can't say what happened. Who knows what happened, but it was tough for me. It was tough for me because, he was reaching out to me directly. You know what I'm saying? He reached out to me and asked me for help, and I can't sometimes part of me does feel like I wish I could have done more or should have done more, or if I could have, because he reached out to me directly about acting, and I honestly didn't put that together that was him, and then I checked my DM and I searched. I'm like, nah, that was him. Seeing the messages, us going back and forth, and so like I said, I can't fault myself for that. I didn't do anything, and maybe I could have done anything more, but that's not my fault. And I just want him to live through us now in a way that we can, bring awareness to this, that you don't have to do that. You don't, it doesn't have to get that bad, to where you, because you matter. Everybody matters. Everybody matters. Everybody matters. Your life matters. Your life matters. And a lot of times we don't feel like we matter enough. And that's when we want to do those type of things. And when you know that you matter, you have a different perspective. Somebody's counting on you, so yeah, Isaiah Robinson is his name. And let's just give a little quick moment of silence for his life, if we can. All right, cool. Yeah, so
it's crazy because it's 13.4% of the United States population that identify with Black and African American. Of those, it's 16% that report having mental illness in the past year. And what that is over 7 million people combined, Chicago, Houston, Philadelphia combined, that go not treated, that go not really getting the support and the help that they need. And you know what? Whatever caused that brother to do whatever he decided to do, he may have felt like he didn't have some support somewhere. And, that's the hard part, knowing that at the end of the day, him not understanding how much he did matter. Even if he only mattered to the little girl down the street, he mattered to somebody. You know what I mean? So that is a tough thing to bear. But we all know that at the end of the day, we all have a beginning, we have an ending. The toughest thing is knowing that when someone leaves here, it's so much they could have impacted this place, and they didn't get the opportunity to do so.
Right. Yep. And a lot of times, we have to lean on those people that we lose. We have to, because we have to do the things that they aren't able to anymore. We have to be strong for them now. You know what I'm saying? We have to, because like when it gets tough, you got to do it for them at that point. I'm gonna do it for you because you're not here to continue to have that chance to do it. And make you proud of me. Because this is, I know as my close friend, you will want me to continue to push forward and to accomplish my goals and all the things that I talked about. So in a way, just we all learn how to cope with death differently. And I'm learning how to cope with it differently. Another friend of mine as well, she was actually in my graduating class within the same week as this guy. She got into a car accident and was killed. And today, actually, I went to the viewing today, and but her father shared some really good memories of him and her, and that really brightened my day. Just hear his perspective. He was so strong, and those good memories that he gave, I appreciated. Because they they made me smile. They made me laugh. So we have to do that. You have to use those memories, use those things, and keep on pressing.
When I was a kid, man, I used to be so angry, and I used to be angry for so many different reasons. And we talked about, me and my father not being there and all those things. And those contribute to a lot of anger that was in, a lot of trauma that I had forced me to be a certain kind of way. But I remember being in college and I'll never forget this gentleman. His name was Dr. Chisholm. And Dr. Chisholm, man, this guy, it's weird too, the way angels come upon you, right? This guy, he looked like Professor Klump. And that's the only way I can really get your idea of who he remind me of. He remind me of Professor Klump. And this guy, man, he was so humble and he was so nice. And he was like, he came, I went to Defiance College in Defiance, Ohio. And at that time, they needed to fill a chaplain position. And he was chaplain. And he was a black chaplain at that. So, it was a shortage of black people there. So the few black kids that was there, we kind of got to know him. And he was only there for like a good 3-4 months. And for some reason, he took a liking to me. I took a liking to him. And then he invited me to take a trip to him to another school. I think we went to Olivet or whatever. Albion and Olivet or something. These little D3 schools or whatever. So I spent the entire day with this guy. We talked, we laughed, we talked about my dad, we talked about my mom, we talked about everything in my life, where I want to go, what I want to do. It was like the most peaceful day I ever had in my life. Like even to the day, the most peaceful day. And, I can't remember like some of the profound things he said because he just said a lot. But I do recall the day after that, I got a phone call because I was technically, other than his wife, I was the last guy to see this gentleman alive. He died in his sleep. That night we got back. It was a rainy night. We got back and he died in his sleep. And I'll never forget it. Like, I spent this whole day with this guy. And I just looked at it like, God, that was a sign that, like, I was going through so much heavy shit. Like, I was feeling like that. I was feeling like I wanted to end it all.
Wow.
I was with my first girlfriend and we was going through some stuff and I was feeling really depressed. Yeah. Like, I wanted to just off myself or whatever. And so then this guy, he spent his whole day with me. And it was like an angel was sent to me.
Right.
And then he was called back up after he did his job. So that always stuck with me. You know what I'm saying?
Because you got to hold on to that.
It always stuck with me because I always looked at it like, damn, what if I would have did something like that? Like, I don't know if that was a message from above telling me like, yo, that's not you. That's not what you meant here to do. You know what I mean? That's not for you. Let's not take that route.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget him, man. I'll never forget him. He was a great dude. The little bit of time that I met him, I had went through so much at that school because they was dealing with a lot of racial disparities. I had to beat a case there. I had so much stuff that was going on at that school that, this guy, he took me in. And I had only met this guy for like 3-4 months, I tell you. And that we spent that one day together. And then the next day he was gone.
Oh, gee, that's beautiful.
That's life. You know what I mean? That's real talk. I mean, I ain't making that up.
Right.
That's real talk.
But it's
Yeah, to your point though, Malachi as well. Like you said something about you want to have like you get this feeling of you still want to like do your work and like have them live through you, which is something that kind of spoke to me as well because that happens a lot. I mean, we've been talking about like this whole mental health thing just within like the Black communities and stuff here too. Yeah. And just me personally, it's a really yeah, I don't know. It kind of strikes me to my core. We kind of talked about it. I mean, I've talked about it here a few times, just about like how my whole school childhood went, where I was at DPS for my through 8th grade, and then I went to like a private school for high school, so like I got a full ride there and all of that. But like from that, it was like I kind of lost connection with those kids there. Like I was there constantly just trying to help them with just the schoolwork. I mean, because nobody cared at the school. Like nobody, like the teachers, like nobody gave a fuck about these kids. So
you was the savior.
Yeah, I mean, well, not trying to be, but it was just like, yo, man, let me chip in or something. Like,
right.
It just kind of pissed me off like the whole time there.
Should have put you on the payroll at that point.
but then it was, yeah, but so like years down the line now. So it's like once we're done with school, and it's just when I finally start to meet, when I talk with a friend from back in that time, and we start to catch up, they might tell me about one of the friends who died inside this group, or just like they're gone now. There's just these like these constant. There was one friend that did commit suicide as well, and it was just, yeah, it really messed me up because I knew I knew the type of friends I had, like they were all like artistic, sensitive, like just like artist type kids who had, I don't know, like good guys, and it just, you just reach this point where it's, I mean, you're thinking about it personally, but then like you're thinking about just like just the cards they were dealt in life, where it's like, where was their support system? And and like that's one thing that I try to do as well, is just like don't forget that, and like constantly try to give back in some way, or just constantly just try to read back and talk, and just like not like not sell out, to tell you the truth. Because there's people there that are looking here, just looking for like a way, just like some type of way out, and if that's what I can provide, then yeah, I'll do it.
Jake, you got anything?
I mean, I don't. It's heavy, some heavy shit. Like to all y'all's points, is just I don't know, just like you said, like you don't know, like you don't know what people going through. You don't know, like Dan said, the support system they have. You don't know, like a lot of this stuff y'all saying reminds me of understanding my father, like why, like how he like why he was so, why like he was like angry and bitter all the time. He seemed angry and bitter all the time, and I'm feeling like some of those effects today. Probably like a little mini PSTD from dealing with him or whatever. But like, like going understanding him, there was a lot of times where he, like I said, like there was a lot of times like where he would, like, I don't know, I'll see him like crying like to himself sometimes, like crying. I remember like the first time I saw him, cry was the day he met his mother, because he was like, because he thought my dad didn't have any he didn't have his parents growing up. He thought he was an orphan, he didn't meet his parents. He was like almost 50. First time I saw my dad cry ever was like when he met his mother, and he was just in tears. And I like whoa, that blew me away. And you know, and then after that, sometimes I'll catch him like crying to himself. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll be in the basement at home, and he just like sometimes he just like crying. And I asked him like, "What's wrong with him?" He said, "Nothing, nothing." You know, and but he had a lot of pent up frustration from his past. Um, and I remember one day when I was older, I was about like about 20, 21 years old. Um, I'm going through a lot of a lot of stuff, going through school because like I'm in college, and I don't know what I'm doing there. Um, I'm doing dealing with issues like work, like friends and stuff like that, and I'm just very like not you know what I'm saying. I'm just down on myself. I'm mad, and that's when I started having like anxiety attacks. I'm like my heart's beeping like beating like super fast. I think I'm gonna have a heart attack, and this is an ongoing thing. I'm dealing with this for like 2-3 months, and I don't know what's wrong, you know. And I go to a doctor. I go to like some doctors for it, and they they telling me, here, take this, and it's like, oh, that's it. Like just take the Zoloft, take the Xanax. Like I don't want to be dependent on this. I want you to like understand what I'm going through.
Right.
But they didn't. But that's all they did. They were just like that they'll listen, but then they was like, oh, okay, that. Oh yeah, I relate, Jake. Well, here, I'm gonna write this prescription. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. So back to what I was saying. Like one day, I don't know, because like I was having a lot of anxiety attacks, and I'll go to the hospital, and I'm like, what's wrong with me? And like my parents like found out, and it's like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you okay or whatever? My mom's worried about me. And I remember one day I drive home from work. My dad, he's sitting on the bench on the side of our house. He's smoking a cigarette, and he looks at me like, yo, what's wrong with you? Like, you okay? And like I just broke down in his arms, like just cried. Just broke down in his arms, cried. I was like, he was just telling me like it's okay. He started crying too. And we just like, yeah. Like it was crazy. And like that was the first time I felt good in a long time when he did that. Like he just like he embraced me. It's like my dad embraced me, and I was like very I just felt relief. I felt like I'm not crazy, like there's nothing wrong with me, like he got me. And up to that point, like because like I said, like my dad was always like super mean and bitter, and like we butt heads a lot, stuff like that. And with that moment, that made me realize like yo, he got my back. He actually has my back. Like, you know, I could reach out, you know what I'm saying? I could talk to him, like, you know. And then a month later he died. He died like a month later. So yeah, that messed me up even more. But I had to but I learned that yo, like my dad wasn't like it's not that my dad, because sometimes I wonder if like my dad was proud of me, if he liked me or anything like that. But like it was like because he was so like he was messed up, you know, from his childhood. So it's like he understood. He understands, and he's like I can talk to him. Like I thought I couldn't talk to him, but I could. And by the time I realized I could, he had my back, and like I'm gonna have like a relationship with him and whatever. He was gone. And so, like you have to. I guess what I'm trying to say is like you, like talk like your loved ones, your friends, like cherish them and like talk to them, check in with them, because you don't know like if you can help them, you don't know they can help you. I was kind of all over the place a little bit, but
it's really good.
That's good, Jesse.
But it was yeah. Yeah.
That made me think about with my own son, man. Like I think about like how he growing up and how my father wasn't there for me, and I didn't I didn't want to be in a position where it'd be the same thing. You know what I mean? I'm not there for him and my daughter or whatever. But I don't know, man. Like that conversation really touched my spirit right there. It really did. It really did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, the conversation we have in the day, man, this isn't something that's phony. This is something that's fake. We really wanted to start this new year off coming from all different angles, and we want to sow a more well, we already humble, but I guess in a sense we want to show a side that you guys haven't seen about us.
Yeah.
Maybe don't know about us. You know what I'm saying? So with this mental health issue, we really want to cover some things that can correlate to what's going on. And one of the things that I want to get on topic with, and I know we still on topic, but I want to talk about how I want to expand on a little bit the mental health and the therapy culture in the Black community. Is it there? Are we represented? Are we not represented? How do you feel about that? Like, let's tap into that. What's up, Malachi?
Yeah, I think I definitely think if we talk about the Black community, first of all, we are the minority. So within that, there's a small percentage of us that are okay with that. We're okay with seeking help, that do have the proper things. Then you have the percentage of people that either don't know where the resources are, can't afford the resources, or they don't want to. And it's a lot of, in my opinion, it's a lot of people that are in that mark of they don't want to. More so people in the hood. Because when you're in the hood, you have a lot of trauma that you deal with just naturally. Seeing people get shot, seeing people get robbed, a lot of that stuff is traumatic. We need to help. We need help with a lot of those situations, but it's frowned upon sometimes in those communities. So you don't need that, or people don't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? They just try to use other substances to cope and keep it moving. But we do need to invite it more into our culture, into our lives, and make it a more of a normal thing that it's okay to get some professional help, even if they are outside of our race. You just need someone professional that can deal with these things, because a lot of these things are it's a chemical thing going on in your mind. You know what I'm saying? So you want to get those things kind of settled, chemically. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to look out. And yeah, I think it's not looked at like it needs to in the Black community. So let's make that a little more open.
One of the things that you mentioned too that I think that a lot of people go and really don't look at is the fact that we start self-medicating ourselves to hide and mask the trauma in which we don't want to necessarily see or experience no more.
Yeah.
That comes with drinking, that comes with smoking, that comes with getting high, any kind of way you get high. We start doing those things because we grow up with so much trauma and PTSD, as Jake mentioned. We don't want to experience that. So it's not just about getting high just to get high. This shit gets glorified, but for real, a lot of people are masking a lot of issues that they don't want to talk about, don't want to get out. So they figure this is an opportunity, or this is a way where I can escape everything and zone out for like a good couple puffs or drink for a good solid time. But when you come off that high, those issues are still there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, still there.
One thing that in our community that kind of be getting on my nerves as far as mental health is like we just like and it's not even just with mental health. It's just like with other stuff too. Like just anytime you try to like I feel like like when you're trying to help yourself or when you're trying to just better yourself, do something, or just take care of yourself. Um, you get looked at as like you weak or you're they try to clown you. They try to say all you need is like and they'd be like all you need is religion. God should got you. God got me all that, and I'm like nah, bro. Like it's it ain't that simple, and you need more than just like. Sometimes like you need more than just like I ain't trying to say knock your people's beliefs or anything like that, but you need more than just religion. You know what I'm saying? You need someone to listen to and to actually like relate to you and actually like really break down what is happening to you, why you're doing this, why you feeling this way, why you making these decisions, why you reacting to these things. You really need that, and and we need to stop doing that. We need to like really, we need to like really like put our guards down because we always have to be on guard. We always got to be on guard. We conditioned to just always, you know what I'm saying, just be tough, be on guard. You know what I'm saying, because you can't be weak out here.
Right.
You can't show weakness, but like you have to. But and some you have to like be vulnerable in order to like really better yourself and be stronger. Sometimes you gotta be. Sometimes you gotta like show that you're human, show that you're have emotions, show that you're weak, so you can get stronger.
Yeah.
But you ain't going. But we never, we never gonna get stronger because we always
saying we strong.
We faking it. We faking it.
Yeah.
We faking it till we make it, but we don't make it most of the time. I don't know. Let me wait. I said I don't know. I do know. My bad.
Plus, it's like I mean, you talk about how like folks might say, yeah, now you need to find God or go into church. As like a person that like grew up in the church too, it's like there's judgment inside the church as well. So there's a lot of judgment there.
10 times more judgment.
Well, I mean, you constantly work. I mean, you can. There's a lot of gossip in there because like these are folks you grew up with. People know like they all know you for the past 10, 15 years and stuff. Right. So there's a lot there. People just say hop in the church, but like they don't really get like what that really means. It's not just listen to the they listen to man preach and sing some songs. Like you really got to go deep into that work, which is stuff that really doesn't happen like these days inside the church now. But that's a whole separate topic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
People never. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, say what you're gonna say, and I'm gonna say what I need.
No, I'm just saying like people never be practicing what they preach in the church.
It's that, but it's like no. Well, some folks do, but it's like most people don't even know what being at church means. They just think you just sit down there. It's like, all right, you gotta listen.
Right. Do what's said. Like implement these things to your life. Like,
okay, I'm here. I paid my church dues. All right, I'm out. I'm good.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead, Tom.
Listen to the songs real quick and just go.
So one of the things I want to do cover too before we get out of here is how you start looking at the pay scale of somebody that works in the mental health field. They really don't get paid a lot, but they take on so many caseloads and they deal with so many people, so many families that are dealing with mental health issues. In this article that I read from the EugeneTherapy.com, it's with the Black mental health, it says only 6.2% of psychologists, 5.6% of advanced practitioning nurses, 12.6% of social workers, and 21.3% of psychiatrists are members of minority groups. There's a clear lack of representation of BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, and people of color groups in the mental health care field. Representation matters. That's a big thing to think about. And when we're not represented wisely, we get treated differently. Meaning that you can go see an Arabic guy or a Chaldean guy, and they're prescribing you, as Jake said, they're prescribing you something so you can just null the pain away instead of treating the actual issue. I remember times where when I worked in that field where I would escort a kid to go see the psychiatrist and they didn't identify with us. And only thing that they would do is talk about the behavior of the kid. You know what I'm saying? Instead of dealing with how can we address the kid to go forward a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So these are some of the things that you're dealing with in the mental health field when it comes to therapists, so-called therapists. They deal with more paperwork than they actually deal with being a therapist or a counselor. You know what I mean? So when you think about how this field itself, social service, it really don't help the problem. It don't help the problem because it's not designed to help the problem. Mm-hmm. It's not designed to help what the issues are. It's designed to keep the paper pushing and the pills popping. You know what I mean? So that's my perspective on that. You got anything else before we close up, gentlemen?
Yeah. You want to talk about how you cope with stuff?
How we cope with stuff. All right. You want to start first?
Yeah,
First. How you cope?
Yeah, I mean, it's just walking through it like you said, like a lot of the folks here, like we don't seek out the help that we need, or we don't really work on things like that, and it's just yeah. For me personally, it's kind of like the way I cope with most of the things in my life is I pull up a bunch of websites. I search it. I just read it till I can't read no more. But it's one thing that I did want to say that it's not just one. You just constantly think it's like, all right, you'll go here and then you're fixed. But it's really not that. This is kind of like this constant journey you're on of just like growth and just trying to just consistently have these breakthroughs and consistently working on yourself, which is kind of where I started to I've just now started to really realize that these past like few years, like past 2 years or so from just like work that I've started to do just in the past 5 years or so of just consistency there. I know personally for me it's been I remember coming right out of school, so I'm back here. I'm like back at work, and I'm just, I get like a job, and I'm thinking, all right, so this is me now, and like I just wanted, and like I denied myself to the fact that I wanted to like perform and do all these things. I did not know I wanted to tell you the truth, but so I just kind of dug in there, and for like that whole first year. I was like miserable just about it. Just like going to work, it was like work, and then I went back home and it was work, went back home. And now looking back at it, it was like that was like a real depressive state. I was like really depressed there, not like inside the terms of like just being like consistently sad, but I just remember of just like not feeling it, nothing, just numb. Like when bad things happen, like I didn't really react to it. When good things happen, I didn't react to it. I was just inside this same like gray space this whole time, and it was, yeah. And I had no idea, to tell you the truth, until like this one day where I like at work, I fucked up like big time at work. But I had this whole mistake. There was nobody to blame it on. This was clearly me. There was no way to hide from it. At some point, I'm going to have to walk into my boss's office and tell her that I fucked up. And I like walked out the building like halfway through like a full-on panic attack, like full-on panic attack, and I was like right by the water too. So like that was like the first and last time in my life where I genuinely thought, I said, I like told myself like I can jump in right now and like not do anything about this. And as soon as I told that like as soon as I had that thought, like thank God something stopped me. I was like, yo, I was like, wait, what? I was like, what just happened here? Yo? Yeah. Like, yo, you are not right. Like, this is not that big a deal. I'm not sure what space you in right now, but you need to fix something.
Yeah.
so I walked back in. I kind of saw that stuff with like my boss, and then I like from that day forward, I was like, all right, let me figure out what books I need to go through, what I need to do to like not have that thought again. And it was and like that's been just 4 years now. Just like learning that is not one thing; it's just a consistent journey of growth, and it's just you of just learning about yourself, learning to like forgive yourself, and learning to just like moving forward with life and just trying to find all that. So it's you can't find like a get rich quick system. Like you can't find like a get healed quick system. Like
it's just gonna take time
on journey.
Yo, Malachi, what's your thoughts?
Yeah. So coping with it, perspective. I found perspective. Aligning your perspective correctly is been the biggest key for me. When I just choose to look at it differently, like, okay, like you said, Dan, this is really not a big deal. A lot of stuff that because what drove me into a state of depression was running from responsibility and accountability, and that's kind of what I heard you mention, Dan.
Yeah.
So it's like when you just face the bullet, just face it. You know, whatever it is, it's going to pinch for a little bit, yeah. But on the other side of that communication, whatever it is, whatever that responsibility is, when you face it, it gets better, and you get stronger. So I'm learning how to switch the perspective so I can get at it head on. And I believe in God too, keeping God first, because when you keep God first, to me, that aligns your purpose. Because God put you here on earth for a reason, you know. And when you feel like you want to take yourself out, or you don't feel like you're worthy enough or anything, none of that is a part of your purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has a particular piece that they mean and matter to a whole grand scheme of things. So when you know, hey, this is my job, this is what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful that I have these responsibilities, these duties to do. So let me get at them. And then and you feel better once you are in your purpose. You know, just stay in your purpose.
Jake.
Your mind state. I agree, Malcolm. Your mind state is definitely what is what is going to is a good way to cope with everything, because like and it's very simple, but it's also hard, especially like when you spend, because sometimes you kind of condition your mind to just think negative all the time.
Yeah.
And then you so used to thinking negative that you can't really come out of it. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's like when you constantly beat yourself up all the time, you know, you got it's so like you have to battle that, but you're like, yo, just like for example, when I kept being like, I always say I don't know. I'm fighting that, like, yo, you do know. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, and it's just everything. Just like they really say, like it's like, but like how you think really can really impacts like how you think going into something really impacts like how it's going to pan out, or how your day pans out. Like just today when I was at work this morning, and you know like people are talking or whatever. My coworkers talking, whatever, customers. I'm like, why aren't customers responding to me? Like I'm starting to get mad and stuff. I'm like, coworkers talking, but I'm just like, you know what? Relax. Like just be cool, man, and just like,
wow,
just don't get mad. Just like be cool. Just have a good attitude.
Yeah.
And then once I did that, everything was cool. Like all right, like people responding or whatever. But like that's just a small example. But that's how you have to like be. Like sometimes a lot of stuff ain't falling into place because of you or how your mind is, and you gotta snap out of that. So that's one coping thing. Another one is as far as like for depression or anxiety or whatever, like when I first started going through anxiety, depression, I was and I started going to like support groups because I wasn't really feeling what the doctor was saying. They just trying to dope me up, and I'm like, no, I'm good. Like we got to get to the bottom of this. So I did that, and I met so many different people that were like that are going through the same things as me. Some going through worse as me, but we are all the same because we're all like we're kind of like we're kind of like beat up, we're emotionally beat up, you know. And I learned a lot and realized like I'm not alone in this. I can talk to people. That sounds like me. I'm starting to understand about myself more. The more I understand them, and also and when you and hearing other people's problems, I'm doing compare and contrast. Like, damn, like he got a real bad.
Yeah.
And then and I'm like, what am I bitching about? Right. You know what I'm saying? So not to say like what I'm feeling isn't worth going through all this, but it's just like you realize that it's not things could be worse.
Yeah.
You realize things could be worse, but even for that person that got it worse for you, things could be worse for them. You know, so I suggest like support groups. I suggest that help too. But anytime, you know, if you can't afford therapy, there's free support groups out there. You just search for it, you know.
Yeah. Some of some of my coping skills have been it's been inward, and a lot of it like my anger, a lot of ways I dealt with that was through poetry. And I used to be real big back in the day on the poetry scene, and a lot of my poems was very volatile, you know what I mean? But I learned to express myself in a way in which I'm not harming myself, and not only that, I'm not harming somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I learned how to deal with a lot of my emotions through my art. You know what I mean? So not only that, I start doing creative things. Like one of the main reasons why I started taking up improv is because I needed an outlet, or I was going to explode. You know what I mean? That's how I felt. I just felt bottled up inside, and one way to let it out was just to get on stage, and get it out of me. You know what I mean? Whatever the emotion is, you know what I mean? I was able to release. So you know, you find beauty in the small things you can do too. Sometimes you don't have to go to somebody else. Sometimes you could just look inward, and if you can't look inward, I suggest you look for somewhere else also. You know what I'm saying? But Daniel brought up a funny memory I have. It's not even funny, but when I was working downtown, they was talking about when a young girl jumped into the river. You know what I mean? And I never forget this story, man, because of the fact that she spent her whole 2 days on social media crying out for help. And I just want to point out that if you know somebody, you got to look at these signs of what they telling you. You know what I mean? Some people don't show signs, but some people do. You know what I mean? If someone's crying out for help, they lost somebody, they grieving tremendously, and they doing X, Y, and Z. You drop what you're doing, you get there. You know what I mean? So
Justin, that's the same point. There was a young man too that they did that, because I know that one like she walked through like the whole day, like the whole 2 days there. But it like there was like a news post on like this young man, like high school kid, who was doing that, just like making these posts on like social, and like then like he decided to like drop his mixtape, which sounds weird, but it's like he decided to like drop like his mixtape. Then like he jumped in as well. So like I like watched that. Then like I clicked on the stuff he made. And like the stuff was good. It was just which and just that whole thing just kind of broke.
It was very eerie.
Like it's just like they're just reaching out for help, and it just messes up. It really tugs at you.
Yeah, it tugs at you because like I watched the whole social media thing with this young lady. It was just eerie knowing that you watch her last moments on this earth when so many people could have touched her in a different light. You know what I mean? And you know, she had a plan, and that's another key signs too. When they start talking about plan they putting together, that's when you on real high alert about what that person's going through and what help that person needs.
Yep.
You should be trying to formulate some type of plan to get to that person. You know what I mean? Because when they start making a plan, they come into their mindset that this is it. You know what I mean? This is it. Yeah. So on that note, anybody got anything else to say? Do we got any comments, or you about
Yeah,
to say
we do.
Hold on before you say that, Malachi. You was about to say something?
Yeah, just one last thing. Kind of to your point, OG, but just writing. Writing helps. Journaling, getting those, because when you write, and I'm talking to myself because I need to journal more myself. But when you write, it gives you time to reflect, and when you can reflect, you can properly compartmentalize what it is for what it is.
Yeah.
So right.
Yeah, right. Like write those write down those subconscious thoughts that you have, just to read them back to yourself, to just know the fucked up stuff you tell yourself all the time. Yeah, because I did that one once where I just started to just free write the stuff that I constantly tell myself, and it was just like, I'm like, yo, you are hater number one of yourself right now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
you have to be that number one motivator for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have to watch how you talk to yourself. Watch how you talk to yourself in your mind and out loud.
Yeah, because all that stuff is regurgitating back in your brain.
Yep.
Regurgitating the same information.
And find an outlet is also important to Tone, because what Tone said earlier, improv is kind of like, I found improv kind of like through anxiety as well, because I was just trying new stuff, and improv is one of the things I did, and it stuck, and I ain't had no anxiety problems in like about almost 10 years. So,
oh man, that's beautiful. Through the art,
still got to work on the mental stuff, like the subconscious thoughts and all that stuff, but the all that stuff, anxiety got under control, but yeah, thank you. But in the comments, shout out to Tam in the Planet. She said, "What up, though?"
What up,
Tam? Daniel Cook, he was in there. He was watching for a minute. Shout out to Daniel Cook. He said, "What?
What up, though?" Shout out to you.
Oh yeah, my bad. And in our mass call chat, we got Kit. She in the building.
Kit.
Kit.
What's up, Kit?
But Kit says she commented exactly what Jacob just said. You need to talk to someone that you can relate to. I feel, why would I talk to some suburban white boy about my problems when it's more likely that he can't relate? Just because you're a so-called professional don't mean you can always relate. So why pay someone for their opinion just because they're labeled professional?
Good point.
Yeah. And about the thing about like
I'm 50-50 with that, because you know what I mean, sometimes you don't have to pay somebody to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes it just happens to where you talking to a therapist, and a therapist can be the old head on the block. You know what I mean?
It could be any. Yeah. I think it's more so like it could be anybody, and it's some. I think that she leaning towards more like just someone you can relate to, and like also like to your point you made up, not you made up, but you said, Tom, about like a lot of there's not a lot of blacks represented in that field, So but shout out to Kit, and and in the second, and on the Planet we got you got anime boy says hi. I don't know if that's about a real person, but what up, anime boy? What up, though? But that's all we got.
What's up, anime? Okay.
New subscribers in the chat. That's what's up.
Hey, shout out to the new chat, new subscribers in the chat, man. This is Mask Off. This is what we do, man. Every week we bring in content that you may have not been a part of in our 88 episodes. This is 89. We coming to you live with the Reg for the Deuce year. And I just want to personally say, and I want to keep saying it, learn who you are, learn who around you, be aware that's around you, love each other, take care of each other, because in this time, this pandemic time, this Omicron time, man, we have to be able to check in with each other and check in on your mental health state. Check in on how you feeling mentally, physically, emotionally, because to be honest, this is all we have. You know what I mean? And if you don't reach for the humanity in people, you know what I'm saying, you won't find that essence in each other, and we won't remember why we still love each other. So always find a moment to take care of each other. Call Call somebody you haven't spoke to in a long time, just to touch bases. Hey, look, I was just thinking about you, and I wanted to just hear your voice, make sure you're okay. You don't know how you could touch somebody's life without even knowing you doing that. You know what I mean? Anybody else got anything to say before we roll out of here? What's up, young Malachi?
Good.
Jake?
Good, man.
Dan?
I'm good.
No plugs.
Every Thursday, same old. Not same old, but every Thursday, 8 p.m. at the Prosper Center.
You know,
All right.
$10.
If you in the Troy area, look out for Big Tone doing Dinner Detectives, and they'll be popping this month in February. That's if you're in the Troy area. Look for Dinner Detectives. Go on the website, dinnerdetectives.com. Look for us. We're at the Embassy Suite. Go ahead, Jake.
Oh yeah, come plug the Blind Pig Ann Arbor doing a mic out there on Monday, 8:00.
This Monday?
Pull up, yeah, this Monday, 8:00. So pull up if you want to make that drive, pull up. It would be greatly appreciated. But if not, whatever, I understand. But if not, next night, Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle, 7:30, the Comedy Rumble, 30 comedians. They got 90 seconds to tell jokes. I'm one of them comedians. It's gonna be fun. Pull up to that. It's at 7:30. Yeah,
I'm there.
Yeah.
Also, MLK Day Monday, right? That's when it's celebrated.
Yes.
MLK Day. You know what I mean? Each one teach one, love each other. You know what I'm saying? That's one holiday people overlook too. Dan, you got anything before we go?
No, that's it. I think we all set.
All right. This is Mask Off, episode 89. We here every Friday at 9 p.m. You know what it do. You know the family. Dan, Big Tone, Jake, and young Malachi in the building. We out of here. Make it do what it do. Mask off, baby. Take the mask off. And don't have a long chin like the picture. We out of here.
Take that mask off.
Damn, his chin